What kind of an investment professional do you need? This is a very difficult question to answer in India because the classifications are not very clear. For example, if you want to buy and sell shares, you have no choice but to go to a broker. It could be an online broker, could be a discount broker, could be a offline broker who talks to you, could be anybody, and the fees charged depends on that, right? But very rarely will you get a zero fees because there is some cost to be incurred. So they might tell, when they say that is zero fees, they may say 20 rupees flat per transaction or something like that. But anyway, there are taxes to be paid. There is STT, there is GST, there are all those charges would be there. So it is almost impossible for me to give you a transaction saying zero cost. There will be a cost, and you have to choose whether you want to have a broker to whom you can talk and you can talk about your worries, fears, etc., or you just you're happy doing it online. I have both versions. I have a broker through whom I deal, and I also have online accounts where I know what I want to execute, I can execute. But 99% of my transactions would get done through my broker because it gives me a chance to talk to him and say, oh, I want to sell some Colgate and buy Hindalco. So, well, we would talk about it and we would then conclude that it's not worth it. If anything, you can put some fresh money into Hindalco rather than selling Colgate. Or, I mean, this is just an example. This is what a broker does. Now, there is another person called the investment advisor. The investment advisor is the person who chooses which mutual fund to invest, etc. Largely, again, a person who is an investment advisor, right? He may or may not know how to do goal setting and sitting with you, telling you to make a will and to tell you what all to include in the will, then nudging you towards action, right? Those are the things that an investment advisor is supposed to do. And then there is somebody called the financial planner. The financial planner may not even pick products for you, and even if he picks products, he will say go and implement it yourself, right? But he will sit with you, or she will sit with you and create your vision board and tell you, well, if you want this goal, this is the price. If you want this goal and this goal, it won't happen. For this goal, you need to invest so much per month. For this goal, to invest so much per month. And prioritizing your goals, he or she will be able to tell you that, look, if you want a good retirement, the amount of money that you can spend on your children's education is limited, so let them borrow and repay. So any of these things, right? So helping you create your vision board, helping you identify the products which you will want to invest in, then monitoring it, ensuring that your debt, the amount of money that you have in debt and how much assets in equity assets, debt assets and equity assets, your asset allocation, making sure that is fine. And in case something big happens in your life, making sure that the asset allocation has to be changed. If your spouse quitting your job, or you quitting your job, or you being asked to or forcefully retire at 55, any of these major events in life could mean that this person would come and help you. The financial planner will also help you. But the financial planner charges you for doing all this stuff. He may or may not monitor your assets. You want him to monitor your assets, he might do that, but after some time you will have to take over, or you have to continue with him. But the investment advisor sometimes is not capable of doing all these things. So you have to choose whether you want a broker because you know what shares to buy, or you want a PMS where the team will decide what to buy, how much to buy in your portfolio. So there is a broker, there is a PMS manager, there is a fund picker, largely trying to help you with your goals, etc. He may or may not be able to articulate so well, so may be good at picking funds, etc. And the financial planner, who actually is supposed to write your goals and help you create your vision board and create your investments, etc. So there are 3-4 professionals to whom you can go, but largely what happens is you go to one professional who masquerades as all the others. So he says, I can set up a brokerage thing for you. I'm sub-broker with XYZ. I am a licentiate with Motilal Oswal, or with India Infoline, or with Kotak. So he will do that also. He will help you invest with mutual funds. He will also tell you that he can handle your goals and vision statement, etc. So some people wear all hats. You have to find out, and you have to ask questions like, are you registered with SEBI? If you have registered with SEBI, what have you done? If you have registered with IRDA, what do you do? Show me your registration, because there are some guys who will come and say, my wife is the agent. Why would you want to deal with somebody who is not an agent himself? Because you will never be able to prove that he is missold to you, because he is not a licensed person. So his wife will say, I've never seen you, right? What training and experience you have, what education do you have. Education need not be in financial field, but you also have to understand that every investment advisor can't be the same as you are. So let me just explain. So there could be an investment advisor who is a good advisor, who is a good wealth advisor, and he's created wealth for himself. Maybe he's 45 years of age, and he has got a net worth of, let's say, 3.5 crores. So he is advising you, and your net worth is about 1 crore. So it's fine. You have a wealth advisor who has created wealth for himself, and for you it is aspirational. But tomorrow, if your brother who's doing business comes to him and says, will you handle my portfolio? And his portfolio is worth, let's say, hypothetically, about 10 crores. Your brother may feel that, oh, this guy does not know how to handle portfolios of 10 crores. So ultimately, it has to be a person who looks a little like you, but who is perhaps better than you, who has created wealth for himself. So all these things can't really happen with a very young investment professional. It has to be a slightly more seasoned investment professional. And if he tells you that I'm underperforming the index, but I'm meeting my goals, that might be more appropriate for you than a person who says, I will give you 12% return, whatever happens, right? Almost like a short return kind of a thing. Then that guy is bluffing. So see what he says, or see what she says. Talk to them for some time. This is almost like marriage, so do spend some time courting. And then find out whether the two of you can get along well. Then find whether he can meet your goals or she can meet your goals. Help you towards that. If all that is in place, then ask how much is the fees that he'll charge. Ask whether he will monitor it. Ask how often you will meet. Ask what is the ultimate outcome expected. Will he outperform the index? Will he not perform? Will he make sure that he tells you, look, the market is too heated up, it's time you remove some money from equity and put it into debt, right? So somebody who will help you with all these things, whether he is capable of, whether he has done it, what is the process, what are the type of clients he has, right? How much money will you earn out of my investments? Will your answer be different if you were a strictly professional advisor and not an advisor who executes? Ask all these questions, and the stupidest questions are the ones which you forgot to ask or refused to ask or were too scared to ask. So ask all these questions based on your own personality. Find out whether you need an investment advisor, whether you need a financial planner, whether you need a goals creator, whether you need just a broker where you will invest directly. You have to, based on whatever you have learned now, based on your own requirements, decide what kind of an advisor you have to go to. Thank you.